Very few things ruin a race here at Mugello, but one of those things is the Veloster, which has to be one of the worst sounding cars here in Forza Motorsport. So in great old fashion, we're going to take it out and be obnoxious to everybody else, because when you're driving it, it's not actually so bad. I will admit though, there's quite a few drivers in this race that are also running the lovely fart can. Now Mad Anthony has eventually caught up to the pack of cars up in front. We are starting last, position 12, because Forza Motorsport is at the minute is extremely popular. And yes, I'm being sarcastic, because I did a GT2 race and there was less than 10 people in that. Jumped over the touring cars, there were 13 people to start this race, and then at the race start it went down to 12, so I'm not too sure what's going on. Now Mad Anthony, who is behind us at the moment, who failed to start the race and failed to change gear in turn 1, really comes out of their shell, and Mad Anthony by name, Mad Anthony very much by nature. You see their erratic driving. This is only the start of what is about to come. But before we get there, we're just going to watch things unfold. Let the Honda Civic meet the Honda Civic up in front. Scottish Jim just got absolutely wrecked off the track. So seeing that, let's get out of the way. And Overtake 2 for the price of 1. Although Mad Anthony is not too impressed about said overtake, they don't really retaliate too deadly. Yeah, they have a 1 second penalty for destroying Scottish Jim. Now, I'm not too sure if the stewards have something against Scotsmen, but that's definitely worth a 4 second what he did to that person. Not a 1 second. So stewards, you've really got to not make it so obvious if you have a problem with Scottish people. I'm only joking, guys. The Mercedes has gone grab a castle building, gave us another free position. We have I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Mad Anthony, leave me alone. I'm trying to race it. Take it out on somebody else. Catch up to the Audi up in front and overtake them, or take them off the track. Either way, we have a right leapfrog moment to catch up to anybody else up in front. 3.6 seconds away by the end of lap 1 for the start of lap 2, which is an insane amount of time to try and find a catch up. But thankfully it is a medium length race, 10 laps overall. We are going to have to stop halfway through this race, get another set of medium tyres. All is not lost at the moment. We have free reign to just absolutely send it for the next few laps to catch up to the Wolfpack of cars up ahead. Not battling anybody behind, not battling anybody up in front, just pure speed and power. And really it didn't take very long till Mays discovered another Honda Civic. That Honda Civic being base livery and defending quite aggressively against Mays. So I'm not too sure if them two had an argument earlier on or not, but yeah, Mays is not allowed to pass, although I would probably say Mays is a little bit quicker. No harm, no foul. While them two are busy distracted with each other, we're going to be able to stick our toe in, have a look for position, have a look and make a bit of room, and we're going to sneak our way through and do a double whammy again. That is the plan. That is what's going to happen. 1 overtake completed. Now right, catch up to FaZe, Drizzy up in front. They have gone extremely wide. Up the inside we go. Nice and tight to the curb. FaZe is not backing out, but we do run them wide. There was no contact there. See, nothing on the screen to say we had contact with Mays, so they pretty much drove themselves off the track by staying committed. Mace is behind, is looking to make a move, but FaZe is long gone off to build a sandcastle in the district centre over there. Only 2.4 more seconds away to catch up to Frozen Pepper. Sounds not a lot of time, but considering we're almost halfway through this race already, finding 2.1 seconds is going to be easier said than done. Not only that, they have free reign of the track as well. While we do, they do. So the problem is they have nobody to compete with, nobody to slow them down, nobody to battle around or be held up by, and that is going to be the biggest crux of catching them. Now we're only 1.8 seconds away. Tyres are starting to wear, 57% on the front tyres remaining, and when we get to 50% is when we hit minor wear. Start of lap 5, things are going okay. We need to keep pace ourselves, keep setting that goal and being faster each lap. Mace behind, 1.3 seconds away, no problem from them. 1.5 seconds away from Pepper up in front. Nice and tight through the corners there. Use as much of the track as we can over the curbs, using the curbs to help the car rotate, and out the other side we go with a fresh set of new tyres. Frozen Pepper still 1.6 seconds away. Not ideal, I will say that. We have been struggling to catch them up. They have been setting incredible pace as well, just come out of nowhere. Mace behind 4 seconds away, so really we're not under pressure from anybody. It was just struggling to keep up with Pepper up in front, and we're setting better lap times each lap around. We're setting our best of a 2:01.953. But things are about to take a turn for the worse as we bump along the curb, and the Farcan is not a friend with curbs. No, I should have learned from the 7 laps previously that going over that part of the curb there does really upset the Veloster, and we're taking a risk each time. But 7 out of the 10 of those times has worked in our favour. It's just the 8th time Bitter's right in the backside and pretty much lost just over 4 seconds as Mace has managed to overtake. No home, no foul. We are right behind them in the slipstream. Soon as we get on the straight over the start and finish line, we're going to be able to send it right past them. One can only hope though that the Frozen Pepper up ahead defrosts a little bit and has a moment or will crash, and we'll be able to capitalise upon that. Don't think it's going to be the case, sadly, and coming out of that final corner there was not the finest we have done up to now. But Fartcan versus Fartcan, we're getting an absolute insane run on top of Mace. Look at that, we're lowing right past them like we're standing still. How quick is this car? It's insane. Now we're going to go up the inside, defend this corner, park it on the apex so Mace cannot do the cutback they were looking for. Sorry Mace, but defending is defending, man. And we had to park it to secure that position. We're only battling for the end of the race. I want to get up behind Frozen Pepper again. Now there's only this lap and one more lap to go. Just need to try and create a bit of pressure, close that gap so they look at what's going on up in front. I am under the feeling that they may well be on soft tyres, and I kind of feel I made a little bit of a mistake here because we pitted on lap 6, and maybe if we extended the tyres one more lap being on minor wear, and probably would have finished that lap on a moderate wear, jumping on the soft tyres probably would have been the better choice to make. And yeah, sometimes when you're in a situation, you're just not too sure what's best to do. Looking back at it now, would have been the ideal choice. Now, what happened to Mace? They're 8 seconds behind us. Must have gone gardening without inviting us to the party. At least we're not under pressure from the car behind. 3.6 seconds away from Frozen Pepper up ahead. Really is the end of the race now. Sadly, wasn't meant to be. They haven't fell off the track, haven't given up that position to us, and it would have been a podium position. Not too bad overall, considering we started off position 12, caught up to position 4, but while it might be the end of this race, it's certainly not the end of the video. The next race is going to be at Silverstone. It's going to be at night, and it's going to be absolutely pouring it down. Really a recipe for huge disasters. And if you want to laugh about it, put it down in the comments below. But don't forget to join the Discord. The link is in the description. But we're going to cross the finish line in position 4, just one away from podium. So frustrating, but so worth it as well. Look at that, a few people quit though. It's not too bad. Scottish Jim quit probably after that one corner. Oh, Face Juicy quit. Oh. And Piranhas, I don't remember overtaking that car. But over to Silverstone. Start of the race in position 8. Absolutely soaking everywhere. We're actually running the Honda Civic because out of trust issues with the Farcan here. It's not all the time about speed and power. Sometimes you just need consistency and stability. And that is what the Honda provides. Coming down to turn 2, a little bit squirrely on the brakes, trying to reduce as much momentum as possible. Came in a little bit hot. Breaking down in first gear, smashing up the back of the Farcan up ahead. Well, you know, you picked your car, you picked your poison, that's what's going to happen. Up the inside of that player there. Now, I'm only joking, it wasn't deliberate crash, it was an accident, so don't shoot me down right now. We're in position 7, coming down to this corner here, braking just before the 200 board, a little bit late. We have a Red Bull livery Honda Civic has took a whole new approach to entering that corner, and up the inside we go. Now I think there is a connection issue here because some of the cars are a little bit skittish and they're not as accurate as they were in the previous race. So I think we may well be having a ping related issue, or everybody else is having a ping related issue. I'm not too sure. Some things were a bit weird. Some of the collisions were a little bit weird. Now, silly enough, following Honda Civic through, we get absolutely sent wide off the track by Swede on our right hand side. You know, nothing wrong with giving a bit of space, or an elbow to the side, you know, straight in the ribs. But have that back, buddy. That was an accident again, guys. But I'm sure it probably woke him up to realization that you have to give space, guys. And I think, like I said, this is where the ping related stuff comes on, because I don't think it was a deliberate smash to the side. And it's the same with a few other cars that we have moments with, and it's like we're not there, or, you know, so I'm not too sure. But the throttle count to the right side is really one driver of giving space into a straight line. You know, the whole track is wide as anything. Just hold me tight in the rain. Nothing will go wrong with that. Nothing at all. We're coming down here, braking just before the 200 board. We're going to give a bit of space. And I have no idea how the throttle count pulled that off. But leaning on the link up in front was the optimal thing to do, because they managed to pull it off. What an insane move that was. So credit where credit's due, Frankie. That was awesome. I was not expecting. Do you know what I was expecting? Them to ghost out and turn into Casper and go straight through the link and just go flying off to oblivion, but it really didn't happen. But what is going to happen is we're going to insane run on the throttle can, braking nice and tight up the inside, parking it on the apex. We have another throttle can rejoining from oblivion to the right, and making really good friends with the link. I think it ended up being a contest of who could drag the other one further off the track. Not too sure how I got a severity warning for being up the inside, but hey ho, it is what it is. At least it's not a penalty. Senpai 2.4 seconds ahead. We're in position 6. Brilliant place to be. Braking just again before the 200 board. Down to third gear, nice and tight up the inside. Throttle cam was looking to make a move, Frankie, but ultimately didn't commit. Again, parking up the side. As soon as you get past the last red patch, start accelerating gently. With it being so wet here, it's hard to get the power down without having a huge encouragement of understeer. So things have settled down. Nobody is around us for a little while besides C1 Yoda 5F behind, who nails it into this corner here, smashes into the side of me, and then drives me straight off the track. C1 Yoda is a person who can see that another car has space around them, so you can use that space, and I will create my own area of space. Right. They have a penalty though, and crazy enough, it's not due to the contact that they had. Rain is weird in this game because, you know, the stewards are a bit unsure what to do. The penalty system is a bit lost. It has no clue what's going on besides it's raining, and do you know what? Let's do a coin flip on who to blame and how much to blame. So they have 2 coins ultimately. But we're in position 6. Senpai up ahead has managed to occur 6 seconds worth of penalties. Absolutely insane. Now, 6 seconds worth of penalties, and I've been behind them from a little while, are not from going off the track, I'd like to say. They are from contact with other cars. Now, I'm not saying Senpai is to blame for these contacts, but this is what I mean by the stewards do a coin flip on penalties. But now the rain is starting to get really intense. Visually, it's very difficult to see. The headlights are certainly from the maybe even 1800s, when you had candles in a bowl. And that's exactly what these headlights feel. I wish you could put high beams on or something, because it really is difficult to see. Sadly, we're under a lot of pressure from FAF behind in Lavore. Now, credit where credit is due to that driver, because when they do overtake, my gosh, are they in control of that car. That car is really hard to handle on a good day. Never mind in a situation like this. Now look at this person up the inside. We have a little bit of contact here. Just like I say, we're leaning on each other to a degree. It'd be nice if you move back over to the right a little bit. Thank you very much. Again, this is what I say, a little bit, probably a ping related issue. But look at how they have control of that car, just sticking their tail out, wagging, and just holding on to it. Absolutely insane. So credit where credit's due, FAF. If you see this video, make sure you give it a like down below. Anyway, we are now down to position 7, which is less than ideal. Mad Anthony is in this race as well. We haven't seen him yet, but they are in the pits. I think it's kind of late to go into the pits. There's no point really to go in lap 7 of 9. Probably should have followed everybody else in, but Mad Anthony, I wish he was up here, mate, clearing the way. Oh, they really were. We have Frankie behind us though, 15 seconds away. Good to see them. We just need to really use the Lavore to reel ourselves in, close that door from the cars up ahead, because they are a little bit ahead. We've come to a point where we're separated from everybody. They're not fast enough to catch up, and now we're heading to the final lap. We overtook one person. Yeah, not a lot happened. Actually, we didn't really overtake them. I think they quit the race, which is even worse. But we're in position 6. Usual place to be when we start at the back. We finish up in position 6. I think it's a great number to be at. Sadly, FAF or anybody up in front hasn't occurred any insane penalties. But we are 23.1 seconds away from position 7, which is really an insane thing to think about. How far are they away? Or the question might be, how many players are left in this race? Because I got to be honest, I really don't think there's anybody left besides position 7. So did we finish the race in position 6 or second to last? Because so many people quit. Half the lobby, even more. Yeah, bang on half the lobby quit the race. Mad Anthony, Senpai quits, Yoda quit,